Hi, this is Kevin with Brilliance in Diamonds, the engagement specialist. As part of our continuing education on diamonds, today we're going to talk about one of the 4Cs that I probably get the most questions on, and that is diamond color. So we talk about white diamonds, because we'll keep in mind that diamonds can come in any one of the colors of the rainbow, but today we're talking about white diamonds. We actually talk about their lack of color. So the whiter a diamond is, the rarer it is, and the more expensive it also becomes. However, it's always important, I like to advise people to keep in mind that it's not just one C, cut, color, clarity, or carat, that give a diamond its value, but it's a combination of those 4 C's and how they interact and play together. For example, you can have a D-colored diamond that's very white, the whitest it can be, but you might have that same diamond be an I1 clarity, a poor cut grade. That diamond ultimately is not as valuable as you once thought it was when just looking at colors. So want to look at all 4 of those in combination and how they work together. The way I like to look at it is each C being a bucket, right? So think of a bucket being suspended from a string, 4 individual buckets. You have cut, color, clarity, and carat. Each of those buckets is filled with the same amount of water. That water will represent your budget, right? So it's almost like weights. Okay, so right now, all 4 of those weights are balanced. So imagine this. You want to actually get a better color grade diamond. You say, I want to have an E or an F color grade diamond. Well, in order to do so, that water is equal in all the buckets. That stays the same. You're going to have to pull from one of those other buckets in order to do so. So imagine you're taking a little bit of water from cut, from clarity, and now you're adding it to the color bucket. So what's going to happen? The color bucket's going to go down and we're going to have a whiter diamond, but it's a give and take, because let's just say you took from those other buckets. Well, now clarity might go from a VS1 to an SI1. The cut could go from excellent to very good. So you see with that analogy that it's not just one of the 4 C's again that make up a diamond's value. So what I'll do is I'm going to make my recommendations for what I think is the best combination of the 4 C's. But at the end of the day, it's ultimately up to the individual for what they put most importance on. I've worked with people who say, I got to have the best color grade. It's got to be D color. You know, I don't care if it's an SI2 clarity. I don't care if the cut is good. And so there's a diamond for that person. I work with other people who say, you know what, she wants to have a carat and a half. This is my budget. I'm okay if it's an I1 clarity as long as we can't see those inclusions with the naked eye. I can give a little bit on cut, I can give a little bit on color, but she's got to have that certain carat weight. And there's a diamond for those people too. So again, it's ultimately up to the individual, but I'll give my recommendations for what I think is best. We'll also look at some live examples of GIA certified diamonds of different color grades. So you can actually get a first-hand look at the differences in those shades, and you can figure out if it's important enough for you to actually jump to a higher color grade or stay within a certain range that's going to maximize your budget. When we talk about anything, whether with the 4 C's, we want to make sure also that we're looking at GIA, or the Gemological Institute of America, certified diamonds. You ask why? Well, the reason being is that GIA pretty much invented the book. They actually did invent the book when it comes to grading diamonds. They're the world's leader in grading diamonds, and anyone in the diamond or jewelry business can tell you that GIA is really the only trusted source for when you actually want to know what a diamond is. In fact, we in the business can look at just a piece of paper and pretty much tell you everything you need to know. Well, a GIA certified certificate paper, and we can tell you almost anything you need to know about that diamond. We buy and sell this way all the time. So again, as part of our continuing education, today we're going to talk about color. And so now I'm actually going to show you some real life examples of some different diamonds of different color grades, so you can see a first-hand look.
So now we're going to take a look at some real life examples of diamonds that represent each color grade that GIA has assigned these particular stones. Again, they're all beautiful diamonds. They all look very pretty in any piece of jewelry. They just have their different grades, and again, their value is going to correspond to the higher color grade and the rarity as well. So a D to F color diamond, which is considered colorless, is going to be rarer and more expensive than the diamonds in the G to J range. That doesn't make them bad diamonds. It's just that within each of the 4 C's, the higher the grade, the more expensive and rare the stone is. So the first stone we're going to take a look at is a 1.17 carat DSI1 oval shape from GIA. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why are the diamonds flipped upside down? That's a very good question. When the diamonds are viewed from the top or from the table, we're distracted by things like fire and brilliance and sparkle and all those things that make diamonds beautiful. Well, those things are great when the diamond is set, but when we're actually trying to grade color, those things can be distractions. So we want to look at the stone through the pavilion or its body so we can detect its true color. So again, back to that, our first stone is a 1.17 carat D color SI1 oval shaped diamond. So D being completely colorless with no trace of color within the stone. Then our next stone we're going to look at is a 1.11 carat ESI1 round brilliant shaped diamond, again GI certified. So as we look at the two, and I'm rocking it and tilting it for a reason. The reason being is that from different angles and vantage points, we're going to be able to pick up color more so than others. For example, sometimes you may be looking at this and thinking, well, the one to the right of it looks like it has more color, but it may just be the angle. So we want to make sure we look at it from a variety of different vantage points so we can make sure that we're grading the stone correctly. So again, we've got our D color, then we have our E color. The next stone is going to be a 1.03 F color VS1 round brilliant shaped diamond from GIA. So this is going to be the tail end of that colorless range. So again, very, very white diamond. I mean, literally anything from D to F is extremely white and rare and can be hard to find sometimes. The next stone that's going to start us in our near colorless range, which again is still extremely white, is a 1.21 carat G VVS2 emerald shaped stone. So as we look at the diamonds, we can actually start to see, as I'm going down the line here, the progression of color. You can see that the ones, each one to the right is going to have just a little bit, again, not much, but a little bit more hint of color than the one to its left. The next stone is going to be a 1.06 HVS2 emerald shaped diamond. So we're moving our way down the line here. An H color diamond, and I talked about this in our intro, I really feel like that's the best value or bang for your buck color. And the reason being is an H color diamond is going to look very white no matter what type of jewelry it's in, whether it's yellow gold, white gold, platinum. And it's not going to have a lot of yellow within the diamond, so you're really right in the middle there, and it's going to allow you to maximize the other C's, your clarity, your cut, and the carat weight of the stone. Again, if we're working within one budget, then we only have X amount of dollars to spend. We don't want to make we want to make sure we don't dedicate too much money to each bucket because it's going to hurt us in the other areas. Unless you have an unlimited budget, which would be wonderful, but for most people they don't. The next stone we're going to look at is a 1.02 I color eternally flawless diamond from GIA. So as we look up close, especially if we zoom in a little bit, we can see the difference in color there between the stones. And what I really want to do is zoom out now, and as we've gone down the line here, especially starting with D, now you really can start to see the progression of color as we go down the range. The next diamond is going to be a 91 point JVS1 diamond from GIA. So again, I want to reiterate, these would all be beautiful diamonds in literally any piece of jewelry. It's just we're picking them apart, we're looking at the color, and you know the difference in price between a G color and an E color could be a lot of money. So the reason why we do these grading, and it's for a specific reason, the amount of color a diamond has, or actually the absence of color, is going to make it a rare and of course more expensive diamond. So having that GI certificate, letting us know what the color is, can be a very important thing, especially when buying and selling within the business. So what you want to keep in mind here is that when these diamonds are face up, there's really not going to be a whole lot of difference when you get to maybe one or two, sometimes even three color shades between a stone. But when you get all the way between 4 and 5 and 6 color shades, you're obviously going to be able to see a difference within the color. The true thing though is that most people, your average person, has no idea about diamond color. So all of these stones, anywhere from D to J, are going to allow you to get a nice diamond that 99% of the population will not know the difference between if it's an E color or if it's a J color diamond.
Thanks for tuning in today to our video about diamond color. Hopefully it educated you a little bit about one of the 4 C's, and you're leaving with a little bit more knowledge than you had before watching this video. So whether you're looking to buy a diamond or you just want to know about diamonds in general, hopefully this video is something that'll help you along the way. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned, because I will be providing more information and more videos like this regarding the other C's of diamonds, which are going to be our carat, clarity, and the cut of the stone, which are equally as important as color. Thank you again, and as always, I'm always happy to help.